Hello and welcome to Living Black. I'm Carla Grant. It's a national crisis. While Indigenous Australians are only 2% of the national population, in prisons around the country they make up 27%. In Alice Springs Correctional Centre, they're the majority. Incredibly, 90% of the inmates are Aboriginal. I went inside to find out what life is like for some of the men on the inside. These are their stories.
My name is Norbert Morris and I come from Nirbi community, which is west of Alice Springs, 6-hour drive. It's in the Great Sandy Desert.
My name is Patrick Michael Ace. I'm from Santa Teresa community.
My name's Leroy Gibson. I come from Nirbi, which is northwest of Alice Springs. Nirbi is my place. That's where I grew up. And I love the place because my family lives there.
It's early morning here at the Alice Springs Correctional Centre. It's a prison like so many others across Australia. With its barbed wire fences and relentless daily routines that Norbert Morris knows only too well. Today, Norbert is serving breakfast to fellow inmates Leroy Gibson and Patrick Hayes.
Let's do it, breakfast. Breakfast! Morning.
All three men are re-offenders and are serving time for a range of offences, mainly involving assault. As Indigenous men away from country, it can be difficult adjusting to life in prison.
Go work.
Yeah,
Maybe more about
yeah, that's why.
8 o'clock. What timing? Come more than that. We got work to do yet. We'll fix that thing. Table.
I miss going hunting with my family, going around, playing football, playing guitar, playing basketball.
What's the date today? Next week? Then the week after? I'm going back home.
Main thing for me is my grandmother. I miss my grandmother, and yeah, I think a lot about her because she's my loving grandmother. Yeah, she taught me like how to drink Joanna or brandy. Yeah, he taught me everything. Yeah.
What I miss most is all my brothers, my grandmother, but she lives in town. Back at community, I just miss my language, like Aranda people. No? Because when I'm in jail, like correctionals, in here I just speak English to friends, but to all my countrymen in here, talk Aranda, but that's the most thing I miss about my community.
What's it like for you to be living in here?
Sometimes it's boring in here, and sometimes you feel happy, you know, when you're like working or playing football or playing basketball. That's where you'll feel happy, you know. It make you forget about what you're thinking about, you know.
Life in prison is a world away from life in community.
Officers here, mate.
What, they coming?
Yeah, unlock. Get ready.
When you're in here, like you gotta follow the rules. Every morning we get up, have a breakfast and have a shower,
Hi, Bets.
and get dressed. After that, we wait for officer to come around, unlock the doors, and take care of us out for master.
Fellas,
Morning,
Morning.
boss.
everything all right?
Yes.
No problems overnight?
No.
Any request forms?
No, not today.
Leave a block, move out. Move out. Answer your name. Gibson,
Yep.
Hayes,
Yes, miss.
work with me through to the dining room.
Can we go to work? We do our work there. We work maybe 8 hours from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Then we come back 3 o'clock. That's every day, you know.
It's clear order and routine are important here, but the question is, how is this preparing these men for a life after prison? It's an issue that's constantly on the mind of the man who runs this facility.
I think it's actually quite critical that we provide people with some skills to be able to use when they get out from here. It's no good effectively coming and spending 3 months, 6 months or 12 months here in the correctional centre and walking out the door with nothing better than when you came in.
The authorities here wanted to find a program that would prepare people for life after jail. And what they found was an innovative computer program called iTalk.
Work in jail story. You're in jail. What are you gonna do? What can you do?
It's really for me about linking up a 40,000-year-old culture, or 40,000 years plus culture, with 21st century technology.
The iTalk media production training program is run over 10 weeks. Through specially designed computer software and digital technology, the inmates learn how to create their own personal stories and educational videos, both in English and in language. The program is run in partnership with media production and training company iTalk Studios and the Northern Territory Department of Correctional Services. Over 100 inmates have participated in the course in the 2 years it's been running in the Alice Springs Correctional Centre.
Effectively, we took 5 prisoners from the workshop. We brought them in and had a brief session with them to talk to them about iTalk. Now, these guys couldn't read or write. We spoke to them and showed them the iTalk program and how the software worked, and basically we handed a computer over to somebody who'd never used a computer, and these guys picked it up really within about 15 minutes. These guys actually started to understand how to make a story, and it was actually very, very empowering.
Inmate Norbert Morris has a background in media. He isn't having any problems adapting his existing knowledge with his newfound skills.
This is a movie I made, Lonely Men.
Thank you.
It's about me, and it's about looking around for my families. Where is my family gone? I walked around every house and knocked on the doors and asked them, where is my family? They told them, we don't know where they are. The man went to the next house. He asked them, where is my family? The answer was, we don't know. Then I hear a car pulling in, and I looked outside. I thought it was young people cruising on, but it was my family.
Director and founder of iTalk, Christopher Brocklebank, has seen how inmates have benefited from the program.
It doesn't matter how low your literacy is, when you use our iTalk training software, people can use their visual skills, they can use their language skills, doesn't matter if it's English or whatever language. And what that gives the men and women who do the iTalk training course is it gives people confidence and skills with computers for their work and for their life.
He asked them, where did you go? They answered, we went to Yundamu.
So when you're alone by yourself, you think about family, but when you do something sort of like that, like education or music or make a video clip. It's really good, like keep you busy, keep your head up.
Yeah. And then you going that way, right? Right. There you go. You run. Someone's chasing you. Look back. This way. Oh, quicker. That's right. Okay. Excellent. Yep. Awesome. Yep. Cut.
It's a new day in the Alice Springs Correctional Centre, and new technology is the focal point as the inmates here put their newfound skills in digital media to use. Norbert Morris shows me a video he's produced on prison visits, which he translated into the Warlpiri language.
Good for our own families to understand. If you come and visit, and you got to follow the rules, like you one on that side and one on the other side, cross second, cross the table. And if you break the rules, if you come back and visit someone, then you will be allowed to visit and talk in through a window mirror.
If you break the rules?
Yeah.
Through illustrations, animation and music, the inmates produce a variety of work, all communicating important messages through storytelling.
That's how we can translate it in their language to the other prisoners, helping them to understand how the prison system works.
We create our own stories for the department. So it might be work health and safety, it might be driver education. We work with other government agencies, and then we also allow the prisoner to create their own stories. You need technology in most jobs nowadays, so they're getting an understanding of technology, and they're doing it actually in quite an enjoyable way.
Once the videos are completed, they are housed on the iTalk Library website, accessible to individuals and organisations. For many of the inmates, it serves as a valuable means of keeping connected with their families, communities and culture.
So they make their story, and that might be a simple story like Long Yard Station, when people are just going off hunting and it's a funny story. It might be a very poignant story about the real emotional life in a jail. But then if they want to share them, we can put them in iTalk studios, in the iTalk library, on the internet, and their family can see them. We had somebody make a story here. We put it in iTalk library and iTalk studios on the internet, and their daughter saw it, and they talked to their father and said, "Make us another one, Dad," And that's marvellous for keeping connection and relationship when you're in jail with family and community.
Norbert and Leroy are collaborating on an educational video warning of the dangers of drinking while driving.
Passenger was telling the driver to drink. Driver said to him, "Stop humbugging me."
So how important is the iTalk program, do you think, for the prisoners here?
It's very important. So when everyone get to iTalk, they will know everything, like new skills added to it.
Do you think it's giving the guys skills to be able to be successful on the outside?
Yeah, they can know it when they get released.
Meanwhile, Patrick Hayes shares with us a story he's working on about his childhood.
Share my stories to the inmates in here. And
About your country and what you used to do when you were growing up?
yes, I grew up in Dinjapora. It's rainmaker country. It's surrender country. When I was growing up, I went to school there. On the weekends, I went out hunting with my uncles and brothers. They asked me, "Do you want to be a stockman?" And I said, "It's a bit scary riding horses." They encouraged me and supported me along the way. During the school holidays, the elders used to take us out bush. We'd ride horses and camp out. The elders would tell us stories about the land. Then we'd go mustering. I learned how to break horses in. I learned how to bridle and saddle them up. Then I learned how to race. I'd race against my uncles and brothers. Linjapora is my home.
It's clear the inmates enjoy what they are learning through the iTalk model. Leroy is an accomplished singer and songwriter, and this program has been an outlet for him to create his own music.
You can make your own story in iTalk, you know, because it's all about like what you're doing there and learning there. Sometimes it's like when you're alone by yourself, you think about family, but when you do something sort of like that, like education or music or make a video clip, it's really good, like keep you busy, keep your head up, thinking about what you're thinking about, you know. Yeah, it's really good.
How did you feel when you made that video?
I was proud, you know, when I was doing that video clip. And when I see it, I was really proud. It's been a long time when I miss my families. When I get it, I'm looking forward to look after the family, be with them, instead of getting locked up in here, you know. It's not good. To me, when I get it, I'm looking forward to look after the family, look after my grandmother and my father and my mother, and my sisters, nephews and nieces. We call ourselves Goldbreed people, and we come from the desert country. In here, you know, it's not good. Like you'll feel boring here, think about family. But when you're there with family, you'll be like happy. You'll see different things and happiness.
Leroy Gibson longs for the day he can return to country and be with the grandmother he loves so dearly. But the key to getting him home and keeping him out of jail is developing programs that prepare him for a life on the outside. And part of that task is understanding why people are here in the first place.
Oh, look, I think there's a range of factors that affect imprisonment rates, whether that be obviously committing of the offence in some of the committing of the offences in these locations. Certainly, from my perspective, there's a largely alcohol-fuelled violence, and then I think you could look at other parts in terms of, you know, does language play a part in this? I mean, English could be their second, third, or fourth dialect. There's a range of social welfare issues that are mixed up in it. So I think there's a range of factors that contribute to incarceration rates. The cohort that we're dealing with have got a background where we've got very low levels of numeracy and literacy. There's certainly a number of them have come to us that have got significant substance abuse issues. Typically they have never worked before, or there was no expectation of work. There is hearing deficiencies which could impact on whether people actually understand things.
There's little doubt iTalk is a great educational tool that can take inmates into the digital age. But authorities here know that other, what might be called traditional trade skills, are also essential to help people get a job. When Leroy isn't working in the iTalk studio, he's here in the workshop. According to Bill Yan, General Manager of the Correctional Centre, skill development can be the key to a successful future.
If someone can get out the door and have done a little bit of education, a little bit of literacy, numeracy, but then also effectively walked out with the ability to go and work as a labourer in a carpentry shop, or go and work as a labourer with a plumber, maybe go and work in a mechanical workshop, and have those skills to get that foot in the door and then continue on with that employment and hopefully stick with it.
It's something inmate Patrick Hayes hopes to do when he leaves prison. He's participated in a range of vocational education and training programs, from working in the carpentry workshop through to preparing meals in the kitchen.
The most thing that I want to do outside is when I get released, I will get my job, because I got skills in here when I was in prison, so I'll be taking this back at the outside world. So, yeah, I'm just gonna do things that I've done in here. I'm gonna do it outside, so it's life-changing thing. I'm focusing on going back home, just getting a job, look after my families, look after my grandmother, and look after my country. That's what I'm gonna do when I get released.
While the inmates reflect on family and returning to country, playing sport is a means of keeping healthy and passing the time away.
They let us out for sport, and maybe for 1 hour, 2 hours, we go and talk with our friends, our family, countrymen, talk story, talk to other people, you know. And after 2 hours, we come back to blocks, you know.
While there are many positive things happening here, nobody underestimates the enormity of reducing the Aboriginal prison population. But they're hoping these programs will help people lead better lives on the outside. What are you looking forward to the most when you get out of here?
Just want to get out and go back to push, keep doing what I'm doing here. Yeah. Just want to learn more skills. It's very important for our kids. Yeah.
What are your plans and hopes for the future?
Keep doing it what I'm doing. Just want to learn my kids and grandchildren how to make everything, videos, music, for the music's background, pictures. Yeah. It's really good, so I can take it on.
All people have to do is just focus on what they're doing. Like, they have to get on the right track, look after their families, look after our community, and look after our elders and families. And that's the main thing that keeps people out from this place, you know.
A unique model for rehabilitation of prisoners there at Alice Springs Correctional Centre. My thanks goes to those men for sharing their stories with me. If you'd like to see this episode again, just go to our website at sbs.com.au/nitv/livingblack. You can also follow us on Twitter and check out our Facebook page. On behalf of the team, thanks for joining us. I'm Carla Grant. See you next time. Since filming this story, the prison rate of Aboriginal people in the Alice Springs Correctional Centre has increased to 94%. Norbert Morris and Patrick Hayes were both released in July 2016, and Leroy Gibson is due for release in October 2017.